Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to make a sketch of geometry. So first of all we will have to go to the sketch mode. So I go to start tool, mechanical design and sketcher, and then fit view, isometric, and then select a plane, and then go to view option and then ground. So in this lecture we are going to make this sketch. So in this geometry we can see we have a rectangular shape. Inside this rectangular shape we have some cutout part, we have a circle, or in 3D it is a hole, and then we have one more cutout part that is curved. So in this sketch first of all we are going to start with this outline. So if I select this, so we are going to start with this outer feature. We can see we have a rectangle. The dimensions of this rectangle are, this is 200. Okay, so this horizontal dimension, that is width, is 200, and the vertical dimension is also 200. And on this rectangle we can see we have a fillet of radius 10. So we go to CATIA and then we will start with this basic rectangle. So I go to rectangle tool, and from the geometry we can see we have a symmetric type of rectangle. So we are going to select the center rectangle. So select the center rectangle, pick this and take it to the top. So the first point of this rectangle will be 0, 0. So I want this at the origin. So 0, press enter, then press tab, 0, press enter. Okay, so this origin is the center and the height will be 200, press enter, and then press tab, and width also will be 200, press enter, and then select fit all in, and now we can see we have a rectangle. I drag this, and if I zoom in we can see we have a rectangle. So now inside this rectangle we are going to make the cutout sections. So once again go to the geometry. So in this geometry we can draw a circle of diameter 20, and then below this we have this cutout part. So in this cutout part the distance from this vertical line is 30, and then another distance that is from this horizontal line is also 30. Okay, so now we have coordinate of this point. Similarly we can also find that distance from this point up to this center point is given by 140, and also the distance of the center is 100. So let's go to CATIA, and also we can see the radius of this circular section is 10. So we go to the sketch part and then let's draw a circle. So we need a circle at the center, and this circle is of diameter 20. So we can insert the value of radius. So for diameter 20, radius will be 10. So this is the circle. Let's zoom in here. Double click on this dimension and then we can make it diametral. So now it has a diameter of 20. And then we need to make this cutout part. So for this cutout section we need a center line. So we can draw a line like this for reference, or before this we can also start with this creating a rectangle. So I draw a rectangle, I take a corner rectangle and draw a corner rectangle like this. Okay, so for this corner rectangle we need the dimensions, and the dimensions are given from the center point up to this is 140, and then since we can see the distance of this radius is 10, so this complete distance will be 20. Okay, so half distance is 10 from top and the bottom distance is also 10 because radius is 10. So the complete value will be 20. So now go to software and then insert the dimensions. So this horizontal value is, we know, 140. So make a double click. This is 140. And then this vertical value is 20. So this is 20. So now we have created this rectangle, and now we have to place this rectangle properly. So to place this rectangle, we are given the dimension from this vertical line. So select this line. From this vertical line up to this vertical line of the rectangle is 30. So select this 30. And then let's zoom in onto this. Onto this we need to create a circle. So I go to circle. So we need the circle at the midpoint of this line. So take the mouse onto this line, make a right click and go to midpoint option. And then we know the radius of the circle is 10. So we can insert the value of radius is 10. Similarly, we need to make this radius on the other side. So circle and then make a right click, midpoint, and the radius is also 10 here. So 10. And then we need to trim the extra parts. So go to trim tool, click on this quick trim option. We need to trim this inside line. So trim this. Once again trim this. Okay, once again go to this trim tool. This time I make a double click. Trim this inside circle and trim this line. Click yes, yes, and once again trim this line, yes. So in this way we have created this cutout part, and now we have to place it with respect to this horizontal line. Because the distance we can see, we have inserted this distance 30, but now we have to insert this 30 distance from this horizontal center line up to the center of the circle. So for this I go to constraint, select this line and then select the center. So take the mouse onto the circle and then select the center. And then double click, insert this value 30. So let's zoom out. So now we have created this feature. After that, if we go to this geometry, we need to create this upper part. So inside this upper part, so first let's undo all this. For this upper part, first of all we need to see what dimensions are given. See, from this we can see the angle is given 110. The angle is given 110 degree. So this angle is symmetric. It means the angle is 55 degree on one side and 55 on the other side. Radius of this inside center line is 70. And then radius of this circle, that is this outside circle, is 10. So if we want to figure out what will be the radius of this outer circle, it will be 70 and plus this 10 value. So plus 10. So it will be 80. Okay, and if we want to figure out the radius of this inside circle of this circle, we can see now this circle is on the below part. Okay, so whenever this is below, its radius will be lesser. So its radius will be 70 minus 10. Okay, so this 10 value is this radius 10 given, that is. So this will be 60. So now we have radius of this 60 and this is 80. But to draw this radius, we need to find out the location of this point. Okay, so for this point, let's go to the CATIA software. So first of all, we need to draw some circles. Let's zoom in here. And then I go to circle tool. So we need to draw two bigger circles. And then draw the circle that is of radius 80. And then one more circle of that is of radius 60. And the third circle we can see is the center circle. So I go to circle tool, and this time I am making a click on this construction circle. So we want this circle to be construction. So select this origin, and the radius of this circle is given, that is 70. Okay, so this is a construction circle. But now we need to find out the center point for this circle, this outside circle. So we need to figure out these points. To find out these points, we need some reference lines. So to draw these reference lines, I go to line tool. From this center, draw any line like this. Okay, so right now we can see the construction mode is on. I draw a line like this, and once again I draw another line. So I'm going to go to line tool, draw another line like this. So now we have two lines, and once again we need one more line, and this line will be a vertical line. So make sure this line is vertical. So in this way we have three lines. So now we are going to define the angle between these lines. So go to constraint, select this line and this vertical line, and the angle will be half of 110. So this angle is 55 degree. And also we know the angle between these two lines is 110. So go to constraint, select this first line and select this last line. So this total angle we know it is 110. So insert this value 110 and click OK. So now let's zoom in onto this top. So now we have find out all the value of angles. So basically the reason why we have find out these angles is that we have to find out the center of these outer circles. So the intersection of this construction circle and this line is the center of the circle. And we know the radius of the circle is given is radius 10. So go to CATIA, I go to line tool, I go to circle tool, make a double click on this, draw a circle at the center, and its radius is 10. Similarly, draw the circle at this point also. Okay, this is not a construction circle, so escape, press escape, press Ctrl Z or undo. Once again I go to circle tool, make a uncheck on this construction mode, and then draw circle once again. So we can draw the circle of radius 10. One more time, I need a circle of radius 10. So select this value, radius 10. So in this way we have created our circles, and now we need to trim the extra parts. So to trim the extra part, I'll zoom out. I go to trim option, quick trim, make a double click on this. So we need to trim this outer part of the circle, from this circle also, this circle, and continue trimming which part we don't need. Also we can trim this construction part. Okay, so now let's zoom in. We need to trim this inside part also. Once again, and then we can also trim this line. If there is any orientation in the view, we can click on this normal view and then click on fit in view, and then now we can see it is showing the sketches in the pink color. So it means our sketch is over defined. So we need to delete some of the dimensions. So let's zoom in once again. I select this dimension. Okay, we need to delete some of the dimensions, so we can delete these constraints. So select this constraint. Okay, select this constraint. So once you delete one of the constraint, we can see the sketch has been converted to a properly defined sketch. So in the end we need to insert the fillet into this. So to insert the fillet, we go to the corner tool and I am selecting trim all element. So select this first line, select the second line, and the radius of this fillet is given 10. And then, okay, let's make a double click on this and now continue inserting the fillet. Radius is 10. Once again, we need to select this line and this line. Insert this value 10. And in the end, insert this value 10 here. So select this value 10 and press enter. So in this way we can see our sketch is completed.